So today I want to talk to you about the importance of finding your value in a team. So if you're part of a team or a sports team or a business team or whatever, this could be really relevant to you. So keep on watching, keep on listening. Welcome back to consecutive day 1770 of a diary of a runpreneur. And today's topic I discussed is all about finding your value in a team. And so it's going to be very relevant to you if you're part of a team, whether it's personal, sporting, business. It could be really, really relevant to you. But before we get started, please don't forget that this vlog is part of a fundraiser of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon of run vlogging on consecutive days, a distance overlap the world, barefoot style. And more people we get in front of, more money we raise, and more children's lives we save, which is why I do this every single day. So back to the topic at hand, finding your value. So as always, these vlogs are part of my diary, really. So something has happened in my life to kind of trigger this episode. And today's episode is about finding your value in a team. And the reason for today's episode is that my youngest son, James, he's 10 years age, his football team have just had a football match this morning. They won 4-0 and they've won the league today. And they're a super successful team. They play in one of the highest leagues in the region. They're quite fortunate because it just so happened that several kids their age within their school year were of a decent level, and over the course of the last few years they've recruited the odd additional member of the team who have been attracted to the team because of their good performance and record. And my lad James has been one of the very few, I think there's only a handful of them that have been kind of with them since the very beginning, and he's an incredibly valuable member of the team. Now you think I'd be biased because I'm his parent, and in most instances I kind of go the other way when it comes to the children within sporting teams that I kind of help. I help manage my eldest's football team as well, and I've always been a bit tougher on them because I'm involved, because I don't want to see them or have their peers see them as if they're getting preferential treatment. So I've always been the opposite end of the spectrum in terms of being a bit tougher on them, which I'm not sure which is the right way really. But the thing I wanted to talk about today is that James through the years has developed as a footballer, and he started off as this little athletic powerhouse that used to railroad players and bang in. I think he scored over 50 goals in a season, so he was a proper goal scorer. This season he's probably scored 5 or 6. So he's changed as a player considerably, and where he once was this kind of juggernaut, he's now changed his game to be as valuable as he can be for the team. And I think the only way you can describe him is he's like the destroyer in the team. He plays in the like Roy Keane position that Roy Keane played in for Man United. And you could argue, well, I think ultimately he's probably the most important member of the team because he's so disruptive to the opposition and getting that last ditch tackle in, winning the ball, passing a simple ball off. And it's often the players that get all the assists and the goals, and we've got lots of skillful, very talented footballers who get the assists and the goals. James also gets his fair share, but I don't see many of them doing the same work that James does, the dirty work, the work that a lot of the players don't really want to do, putting their body on the line, making that last ditch header, last ditch tackle, breaking up the play, playing the simple ball off. And he's done that so effectively this season that not only have they won the league with a game to spare, but they've also conceded the least goals throughout the whole season. That's 3 goals. And okay, they play 7-a-side, but 7-a-side games, you generally get quite high scoring games. So for them to concede 3 goals is remarkable. And obviously the goalkeeper and the defenders will take equal credit for that as well. But as a defensive centre mid, he's the first line of defence. And And I'm just really, really proud of the work he's done. And I think what I'm trying to say today, the learnings from my diary, are that find your value in the team. He used to be a different type of player, my son, and he saw that he was good at certain things that others weren't necessarily good at, and he just perfected his craft in it and became incredibly valuable to the team, to doing all the work that those around him are least likely to do. And he's found a place where he's truly valued now. The coaches and the parents that watch, his teammates really value the work he does because he's so effective at it. And yeah, just hugely proud of them to win the league. So I think ultimately what I'm saying is, when you're in part of a team, you know, first and foremost, you need to understand what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. And if you can then, once you've identified things that you're good at, if you're lucky enough to be good at several things, find the strength that there are less people strong at within the team and perfect that craft, because you're then going to have the maximum impact. So it's the whole principle of what can you do where you have a maximum impact for your team. Another example is, there's a little girl in my daughter's football team, and she's good on pitch, but she's also an outstandingly good goalie. Now she arguably prefers playing on pitch, and you know, I had a conversation with her and said, look, you know, there was a game last week where you being in goal, compared to any of the other goalies within the team, saved probably 7 goals. When you're on pitch, do you ever score 7 goals? And it wasn't a spiteful question at all, but the answer was no. So clearly the biggest impact that this little girl makes for her team is in goal. So I said, well, you should be playing goal every week, because you make such a difference, you know, to not concede that many goals. Whereas if you play on pitch, yes, you're still very good and you're still a good player, but you don't have the same level of impact for your team. And I think that's a really key lesson to kind of learn. So anyway, I'm not sure if you found that useful. Hopefully you have. Any questions or comments, drop me a line. Any relevant ones, I will respond to all. And just before I go, please remember, if you believe in my mission of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultramarathon of run vlogging,